Should you take creatine whilst you're on a cut? It's a very fair question because you may have heard across the past that taking creatine will make you watery, taking creatine will stop you looking like you're dropping body fat. To be honest, I prescribe everyone to take creatine even whilst on a cut, and I also take it myself when on a cut, especially when you're on a cut. Now, the reason I do this is number one, if you're not already taking it and you start to take creatine, it will drive your performance. It's been tested many, many times. I can attribute to it. Back in 2020, I took it for the first time whilst doing Jeff Nippard's power building program. I'm going to take my back squat from a 170 to a 195. If you care to ask, I'll put the video on shorts maybe one day to show evidence of that. So I really found it very, very good for strength and performance. Now, that's important when you're in a dieting phase because you're already going to be limited by the amount of fuel that's going to be available to you. So I would highly recommend you take creatine. Now, when you take creatine, we must understand it goes into the cells of the muscle. It doesn't sit outside. The only reason you look soft and watery on the outside of the muscle is when you've had an overspill of carbohydrates. If you've ever tried to run a high carb day or you've eaten a shit ton of carbs, you'll notice your stores, your muscle glycogen stores will be very full. But after a certain point, if you keep eating too much, it then makes the softness outside of the muscle appear. That's why you get that soft and watery, almost like blur vision look. So when you take creatine, it's not on the outside, it's going into the cell. So it's important to understand that you are absolutely fine to take it. It's not going to make you look watery. Now, if you've not taken it and you are starting to take it and you follow my protocol of how to set up your dieting phase and get to that lean look, you will see the scale weight start to, well, it won't move as well as it should. Unless you're starting from like a really high body fat percentage, it's going to fall off no matter what, even if you took creatine or didn't. But if you're around 20%, you may see that the scale weight will just hover in around the same space, but it doesn't mean you're not getting lean. Now, for context, I can attribute to this. I have just started a cleanup phase about 2 to 3 weeks in, and since then, and been in one location for a period of time, I've also got some supplements in, just a basic health stack that I take, so like a multivit, omega-3, Vit D, zinc and magnesium, just your basics, and also some creatine. And I've noticed I'm still getting tighter around the midsection, but the scale weight has actually been a little bit slower to come off. So that's something you can expect when you are taking creatine whilst in a dieting phase. But I would highly recommend it. I'm not saying you absolutely have to and you won't drive the same performance without it. But I'm saying if you want to know is it going to be bad for dieting, no, and you can absolutely take it, bro. So if you are looking to take it, I would honestly say take it. A little side tip as well, by the way. I was out with some friends. They were going out for dinner at Shawarma Place. We just finished a big boy session. I had my meal planned with me. I had my oats, berries, protein powder in there. And they were sat at this table. I was like, nah, boys, I ain't doing it. I ain't buckling. And then I just walked outside, started mauling down the oats, got those in, and then walked back in with my empty Tupperware. I was like, sound boys, stand on plan, that's just what we do. I just thought I'd mention that on YouTube because it was quite like a living the real moment of practice what we preach here on the channel, which is, whatever happens, you just make sure you stick to the plan. No if, buts, or maybes, and this is what happened here on this day of the race. So I am boring. I do stick to plans when I say I'm going to, and ultimately we did not eat out. We stuck to plans. So summarise, absolutely take creatine when you're dieting, take your meals with you when your friends are going to eat out. Just a little quick video today. If you found it useful, perfect. Subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.